Well, hello. Have you got your Christmas tree? Is it real or is it artificial? Or perhaps you don't believe in Christmas trees. Every year, the British government receive from the Norwegian government a Christmas tree which they proudly erect in Trafalgar Square. All around the country now, Christmas trees are in evidence. Well, of course, people might say there's nothing in the Bible about a Christmas tree. Well, there's nothing in the Bible about celebrating Christmas as a feast. In the Old Testament, there are 3 stipulated feasts. In the New Testament, there is just baptism and communion. But Christians want to celebrate the coming of Jesus into the world, and Christmas has emerged. But where do Christmas trees come from? Well, they come from Lapland or Norway. No. The idea of bringing trees indoors is an ancient one. For some, it was an agricultural necessity in order to preserve that which was going to produce fruit in the spring and summer from the harsh, frosty, snowy conditions. For others, it became a symbol of springtime and hope, and we often hear it was pagans, but it was all sorts of people who decorated their homes, just like you'd have flowers and all kinds of natural objects in your home just because you enjoy them. However, when it comes to Christmas trees, there are all kinds of arguments about where this originated. I used to say it's to remind us that Jesus died upon a cross, a tree, but that wasn't true. It was just something I said. And most of the traditions about Christmas trees have just grown from happenstance, things that aren't necessarily rooted in any great truth, but they're a bit of fun. So in the miracle plays which celebrated Christmas, often there was a tree imported which symbolised the tree of life. In Latvia and in the town of Riga, also in Estonia in the 1400s, there was a group called the Brotherhood of Blackheads who used trees for ritual processions, not even sure what that was about. But Martin Luther was walking home one day and he saw the stars through the trees and he thought it was so beautiful. He went out, got a tree and brought it indoors because it reflected the fact that the heavens had given up their best and Jesus had come down and was rooted in real human experience on earth. And from that, the Reformation tradition, Christians began to become more open to it. But in this country, in the UK, it was Queen Charlotte in 1800 who brought a Christmas tree, the German tradition. She was married to George III, but she brought one into Windsor. And of course, famously in 1848, Prince Albert, Victoria's husband, brought Christmas trees into Windsor and then gave them as gifts. So the Christmas tree caught on, especially when an engraving was published and circulated and everybody wanted to be like the royals. The royal watchers, the royal followers of the mid-19th century adopted Christmas trees. Well, do these things really matter? Do they bother you? If they do, don't have one. If they excite you, have one. But what we do when we do these things is we take ordinary aspects of life and we use it to celebrate the coming of Jesus. It's a bit of fun. It brings some warmth, some character. Oh, Christmas tree, how lovely are your branches. Well, I hope that you have a great Christmas and your Christmas tree is beautiful if you have one, and that you will remember that Christmas always does go to Easter, and there's the story of Jesus Christ cursed on a tree for us. The incarnation, his coming into the world, was not the end of the story, but it ends with the cross and then the glorious resurrection, and he will come and he will institute a new heaven and a new earth, and in there is a river with trees that are for the healing of the nations. So if you can't think of anything else, look at the tree as the symbol of hope that will be there in the new heaven and earth for us. Well, this has been a little bit of a longer talk than most of our Advent messages, but I hope it's been worth your while and you've enjoyed it.